G'day viewers, here for an update on the Indipac 2018 event. It's not actually a wheel race, well it might be, but we're not quite sure. It's not officially backed by any organisation at all. Now they're doing what these people used to do, the Overlanders. Just been reading this book by Brett Harris. His mum almost got his name right, you need 2 T's. Arthur Richardson became the first person to circumnavigate Australia by bicycle. So he's a bit of a hero in the folklore of cycling in Australia. So anyway, and he rode, out of interest's sake, the exact same bicycle as my great-grandfather, who's in this picture behind. My great-grandfather, Billy Carter, rode a Beeson Hummer, which Arthur Richardson took around Australia. So that's when I was reading this a couple of weeks ago, I thought that's really interesting. It's the same bike, and it's very similar sort of time. Because my great-grandfather held the Australasian road record, established in October the 30th, 1897 in 2 hours and 21 minutes. So all on unsealed roads, of course. But that's my little connection to the Overlanders, which is tenuous at best, I suppose. But anyway, back to the update. So at the current time, it looks like Abdullah's got a tailwind now, which is great. He's doing 36.6 kilometres an hour. He's done 2,688 kilometres from the start. So he's going really well. It's just after 2 p.m. on Friday. So he's really smashing it out, and he's heading towards Tanunda, and after that he'll go to Adelaide, I suppose, the next sort of waypoint, or whatever they want to call those. Now, Abdullah's got the first tailwind for like 4 days. I mean, it must be sensational to get some sort of assistance. You know, if you can cruise along at 30 kilometres an hour after like 6 days of riding, you're doing pretty well. Now, Stefan, Kiwi, is back in second by the look of it. He is 2,307 kilometres from the start now. And following him is Dan Welsh, Polka Dot Welsh, at 2,283 kilometres. So they've got the headwinds at the moment. Abdullah has actually got a tailwind from what I can tell, the northerlies coming down towards Adelaide. But up around now it's wrapping around and still blowing west. So, you know, it's really tough for these guys. I mean, you know, Stefan's doing 37, that's not bad. You know, it's really tough for them, you know. They might turn around and get a bit of a northerly or something, it might help. Back further on is Rhino. He's doing well. He's just smashed through the 2,200 kilometre mark, so he's doing really well. There's a lot of people on the Nullarbor coming across now. Our friend Rupert, who we all love, is doing 14 kilometres an hour. He's just cracked through the 1,540 kilometre mark, so Rupert's doing all right. So the Dark Knight, another Ryan from Melbourne, so they're cruising along pretty well. Rhino's just pipping him. Supreto, fantastic 56-year-old female. She's smashing it out, you know. She's done over 1,600 Ks. There's a whole heap of people right in the middle of the bite, the Great Australian Bite, and they'll be pleased to see the end of that, I should imagine. It's a long way between towns, getting water, food. I mean, you turn up somewhere in the middle of the night and your water bottle's empty. I mean, what do? You know, you have to wait until you can get something, or, you know, sometimes a mate of mine told me you can find a cemetery sometimes and they've got taps there to water the flowers and things, you can get a bit there, but I mean, it's really tough choices. As they get further into South Australia and past Adelaide and into the eastern area of Australia, southeastern part of Australia and the eastern part, there's towns quite a bit, so it's not a huge deal. But when you're out on the Nullarbor, it's pretty bloody tough out there. This time of year is not too bad as far as the heat goes, but obviously you're exposed to the wind. There's no protection at all. Like wherever it's coming from, there's no protection from the sun. I mean, that's it. You're on your own. So it's really tough. Take my hat off to these participants. I mean, it's just fantastic what they're doing. Yeah, that's the end of this update. Back tomorrow probably. See you later.